All right. What's up, guys? So what do you got? I'm Coach Tony. This is Kenny. This is Coach Taylor. Today we're doing class inside the gym. Give us a hand. Yes, we're here. We're inside the gym. I'm super excited. You excited?
I'm very excited.
Very excited.
Always
Excited. Always. It's been a long time, since we had any human contact other than our family. Because of this interesting pandemic we got going on. I shouldn't have put quotations. It's a real pandemic. So don't go out. Coach told me it's fine. Start touching everything and everybody. All right, so look, today, guys, what we're gonna work on is the different ranges that we use in Muay Thai minus the clinch. The reason why I'm saying minus the clinch is because if we start talking about the clinch, now I have to tell you about a bunch of different footwork strategies, hip in strategies, hip out strategies, blocking the hips, and a bunch of different things that we don't have time to cover today. So we're doing just the art of, we're still doing the art of A, okay? But we're just working with the different ranges that Muay Thai presents, except the clinch. Now, when I describe the different ranges, we talk about long range, mid range, which would be close range, then the clinch. So I say 4 different ranges, okay? We're gonna deal with long range, yes, mid range, close range, then back out, working our way in and some working our way back out, okay? Let's go ahead and start with the warm-up first, okay? So what we're gonna do, we should do some arm circles to the front, okay? Arm circles, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, back we go. And if you was outside, you probably didn't need to warm up because it's hot outside. All right, now we're gonna do some huggers, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to do some trunk twists, make sure we're pivoting our feet in the same direction. We're moving our arms and our hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hip rotation starting to the right. Ready to go. 1, 2, 3. It's like you in the club. 4, 5, 6. Ain't no club right now, coach. It's a pandemic. Other way, go. 1, 2, 3. I'm joking about the rotation. 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. We're gonna do some knee rotation. Okay, to our right. Ready to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and Tootsie Roll. All right. So let's talk about this today. Okay? So now I'm gonna have Kenny and Coach Taylor here. What Kenny's gonna hold for Coach Taylor, and Coach Taylor is going to give a jab cross. Okay, jab cross. Okay, now he has a choice. If Kenny stays here, if he goes back, he can do something. If he comes forward, a lot of people like to keep their hands and pressure forward. So what are we gonna do? Is he gonna punch from there and shut down his punches? Because the objective of him, he wants to shut down his punches. He can move his head and get inside, okay, and either make him miss or smother his punches. This is a goal I would use because I'm a shorter fighter, okay, especially against a taller guy. I would move my head, try to slip in so I can get some of my combinations on. So what Kenny's gonna do, he's actually gonna come forward after Coach Taylor does his jab cross. From here, Coach Taylor, he's gonna take his right arm and do a side arm. Good. We're gonna stop there. Actually, he's gonna do two of them. You're gonna do 2 right elbows, okay? 1, 2, okay? So you're gonna do it again. You go jab cross. Kenny comes forward. 1, 2. Now it's a habit. You see, when he came forward. This is a habit, yeah, that I have, that he has, and he has, because it's what we're normally used to doing. We come forward, especially in the pad work. I'm holding pad. Jab cross. Oh, he's used to this, okay? A lot of times it doesn't happen that way, though, because would you really do that? Probably not. But if you go jab cross, right, he starts to come in. Look, I'm already in range for an elbow, yeah? This is normally going to happen. So partners at home, the ones who's holding, he jab cross, he got to keep his feet in the cement. I'm stepping forward. So he recognizes the range in which he needs the elbow, yeah? Let's do it again. Jab cross. Good. I want you to step forward a little bit more aggressively, yeah? Kenny. Very good. Do it one more time, please. Okay, now why are we doing two? Why are we doing two right elbows? Why? Because they might not get the hint the first one. No, really, they might not get the hint. But if they're gonna stay there, like prideful people, then they deserve to kind of get hit. So let's go ahead and watch how this plays out. We're gonna have them do this 3 for 3. Yeah, at home with your partners. Go ahead, 3 for 3. Go. Good. 1, 2. All right, Kenny. You'll see the magic. Very good. Good. Let's go 2 for 2. Beautiful. Yes. Yes. 1 for 1. Beautiful. And time. Nice job. Good job. All right, so let's examine a couple of details. Here, okay? So we're sparring, okay? And I start to come in. Look what he did. He did this, right? He did this because he's smart. He's not just gonna let me just wail him here. So a key to after you're doing the jab cross is to go here, because if a guy starts Mike Tysoning you in, you're gonna be like, oh, I don't really know what this guy's gonna do, okay? But I keep my shell, and if he wants to stay here, fine, go back, right? I hit him from a tight guard because you're protecting yourself, making sure that your shoulders are protecting your chin, making sure that your hands are in a good helmet guard, and as they come closer, you have your weapon ready. That's what the elbow's about, yeah? So he goes 1, 2. His helmet, as I come forward, he's nice tight guard. Now you elbow from there, yeah? Just in case, right? You just never know. He might 1, 2, 3, right? I don't know. He might come in with a hook, who knows? But even if I do, let's say he goes 1, 2, then I come in with a hook, boom, I block it, whack! Oh my God, so bad for me. Another thing, he goes 1, 2, I come in with an overhand, his guard is already tight, whack! Okay? So this is a detail that you don't want to miss, okay? After you do your 1, 2, make sure you guard up while your partner comes in, so you're ready to protect yourself and strike off of the tight guard, okay? So now, he's gonna go 1, 2, and I'm gonna come forward like a duck. I'm gonna come forward. And he's gonna go 2 elbows. Boom, now I'm out. He just turned his body. Now this is exactly the same as a cross, yes? Okay, look at the back foot here. Can you see it? You should be able to. He's turning his hip, he's turning his shoulder, everything's good. He turned that into an elbow. It's the same thing, yes? Okay, he's gotten space here because that's force that I don't want. He's already loaded on his left side. So now what we're gonna do? Hook. Okay, so now we just went from mid-range to close range, and we smet them out to mid-range again. Okay, so we go 1, 2. I guard as I come in. Boom. I'm out. Boom. This is very smart. Okay, very smart because you're just loading. I mean, you can do a jab off of there too. You can do a jab off of that. You can do a jab, but you might push them out a little bit too much. Yeah, him doing a hook will turn me into the right side. Whether it be a right elbow again, right punch, or a right kick, something like that. You can kind of guess where we're going with this. But the jab may push me out a little bit too far. Okay, so we're going to go with the hook today. So he go 1, 2, tight guard. I come in, boom, boom, out, and hook. Okay? You understand? Yes? Okay, I'm going to do that 3 for 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Finish. Beautiful. Tight guard, punch. Excellent, beautiful. Punch. All right, Kenny. Hold your ground and hook. Excellent job. Nice job. Good. Good. Let's go 2 for 2. Very good. Let's go 1 for 1. Oh, I forgot how to count. Got a drink bandage. Good time. That's good. Okay. So I'm gonna see we're gonna do an experiment, okay? Good. So you're gonna put your hands up, listen, a tight guard. You're gonna tight guard. You just hold your hands up, okay? Now, Coach Taylor, from here, get a little closer to you. Coach Taylor is gonna throw an elbow, but he's gonna throw any elbow he wants from here. But before he throws it, Kenny is going to try to predict which elbow he's gonna throw. So he's gonna have his hands out. Coach Taylor's gonna be nice and not hit our friend's head. He's gonna throw any elbow, but before he throws it, he's gonna try to predict what it is. Okay, so he's gonna throw any elbow. Okay, can you tell by his posture what he's gonna throw? Look at his posture real clean. What do you think he's gonna do? Okay, throw any elbow you want, sir.
It was that one.
Oh, hey, beautiful. Very good. Deceiving, right? So now we're gonna do the same thing. Okay, hands up. And now I'm gonna give him the elbow to throw. Turn your hand. But we're gonna talk about this over here, so you can't tell. Okay. Okay. Whichever one.
Okay.
Okay, and now just by his guard, I want you to be able to guess which one he's gonna throw. Ready, go. Which one are you gonna do?
Side.
Side elbow. Okay, go.
Oh.
Okay. All right. So this is what I'm trying to say here. I'm gonna show you. Let me do it. Okay. So now watch. Okay. Which elbow I'm gonna throw? You guess.
Side.
Okay. Side elbow. Boom. Okay. Now I'm gonna do something now. Now you try to guess which one I'm gonna throw. Okay. Ready? Which one I'm gonna throw? What elbow? Side elbow. How can you tell that?
Because you're.
I'm already cocked for the elbow, yeah? Okay, try to tell me which one I'm gonna throw. Which one?
Spine.
Okay, what about now? Okay, so you understand?
Yeah.
So this is the reason why I'm going back to the tight guard after the 1-2, because it's gonna be extremely hard to predict what elbow he wants to throw. Right now, we're giving the elbow, side elbow, okay? You wanna ask me why I chose a side elbow? I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't know. Because I felt like it, okay? This is the truth. Look, this is the truth. This is a drill. This is not real, okay? This is a drill. We're trying to get some muscle memory down. We're throwing a side elbow, but as a martial artist, we're trying to understand. I may have to adapt. I may have to do something else. I'm reacting in a fight. I'm not really thinking as much, okay? But the principles of what we're doing matter more than the moves. This is what I'm trying to convey. So the principles are this. He does the smart thing, the shortest distance between two places is a straight line. So he throws 2 straights, jab cross. Okay? Now he's back to the tight guard. Boom, here. As I'm coming in, I have no idea what he's gonna throw. He can throw a side elbow if he wants. From here, he can throw an up elbow if he wants, right? I would never know that, okay? From there. However, now if he does a 1-2 and he cocks that back for an elbow, okay, now I already know which one he's gonna throw. So now it's preparing me visually to block. You understand? It's preparing me visually to block. I want to take away any visual cues from my opponent as I can. So after you do your 1-2, make sure you come back tight here. Then from there, practice your side elbow from the tightest guard, okay? Now we just did our 1-2, tight guard, elbow. We did our hook. From there, we're going to do our kick, yeah? And let's see, can you do it? So can you do jab cross? Coach T going to come in, you go elbow, give a hook, right kick. Oh, hey, very good, very good. Let's do it again. 1, 2, elbow, hook, kick. Beautiful. Let's see Coach T. 1, 2, elbow, hook, place. Good. Uno más. 1, 2, tight guard, elbow, hook, and kick. All right, let's go 3 for 3. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful job. Hey, take away the cues. Again. Tight guard. That's it. Look, kick. Beautiful. Uno más. Very good. All right, let's go, Coach G. Hey. Feel that. Very good. Uno más, please. Very good. Let's go 2 for 2. Work on taking away them cues. That's it. Better. Working towards the perfection. back a little bit more, Kenny, please. You're getting off camera, bro. Oh, there you go.
Oh.
You gotta remember, people are watching. Hey, good. Let's go 1-1. Hey. Very good. That was beautiful. All right, time. Nice job. Sick. Nice job. That was sick. All right, so let's talk about how do you feel?
I'm out of shape.
You out of shape.
But I feel good. Like I feel like I still got it.
The technique is there. I mean, I'm out of shape too. How do you feel?
I'm out of shape.
We're all out of shape, man. I try to stay in as best shape as possible. I'm still running my miles. I'm still lifting my weights. I'm still doing these things. I'm trying to. But listen, there is no substitute, in my opinion, for what we do. There is no substitute. You can go run 10,000 miles.
Plus, this is fun.
And plus, this is super fun. You can do it, and you still need to do this if you're training to be a martial artist, and you have to do martial arts. Martial artists have to do martial arts. But the technique itself, how did it feel? Did it feel pretty fluid?
It felt, nice.
Pretty fluid.
I'll gain back.
I thought it was pretty dope. I thought it was pretty dope. It's pretty fluid. It looked good to me. And again, what principles are we talking about? We're talking about what? We're talking about closing the distance, or them coming in to close the distance, and we're having our weapons ready, to get them out, And we can do the same thing instead of them coming forward, we coming forward, okay? How would we do that? Let's think for a second. What do you think? How would we do that? How do I? In what situation would I close the distance and use a close range weapon? What would my opponent need to be doing? What do you think?
Retreating.
Retreating?
Have their backs on the ropes.
So either you have your backs on the ropes, or in the street, back against a car, back against a fence, back against the wall, or what else? What do you think?
When you're walking closer to you?
Could be. We just covered that, right? When they're walking closer, but me closing the distance. What do you think? If they're hurt. If they're hurt, that's a good one. If they're hurt, because if they're hurt, they're going to be either, having a hard time moving,
or if they're fatigued.
Or if they're fatigued, right? If they're fatigued. What else? What if they're not hurt? They're not fatigued.
Off balance.
Maybe off balance. Maybe. What else?
Reckless.
Could be. What about this one? What if they're just standing still in a strong stance? You've dealt with people like that before. Like, I won't say names. Strong people who they're gonna absorb all of your hits and they stay in range. Especially when they're willing to absorb the hits. This could be really important here. Some people, they have really good power. And what you want to do with these people, in my opinion, okay, you want to either be really far or really, really close. Yeah? So if Coach T is here, right, let's say he gave me from here, he gave me a 1-2 again, okay, and I'm standing my ground. I'm tough now. Now he gives me a left kick. Oh, now what can he do from here? He's close enough to do something, yeah? What are you close enough to do?
A lot of things.
Elbow here. Boom. Yes, he can do a knee. There's a lot of things he can do here. And what did he do it off of? A long-range weapon, which was a switch kick, yes? And what did I do? I got stubborn and wanted to stand my ground. Now, this happens, okay? This happens. You hit people. Maybe you're a little guy and you're fighting somebody a little bit bigger than you are. They want to hold their ground. This is a good way to kind of shut them down if you're confident in the clinch. I'm not saying go and clinch with a 300-pound man if you're 120 pounds. I'm just saying, okay? Could be a valuable option. So just based on that, okay, he's gonna give a 1-2, okay? 1-2, he's gonna give a switch kick. Good, he's gonna give an elbow here, and then he's gonna give a switch kick. Oh, just like that, okay? So let's do that again. You go 1-2, switch kick, elbow, switch kick. One more time. 1-2, switch kick, elbow, switch knee. What did I do? Stayed here. Yes? Okay, let's see that. 3 for 3. You know how to do it. 1, 2, 3. 3 for 3. Hey, good job. Very good. Very good. Hey, was two.
Okay.
Hey, good. Okay, now let's go 2 for 2. Good technique. Excellent. Good job. Beautiful work. All right. Let's go. Uno más. 1-1. Yeah, I like the way it flows. Looks nice. Very good.
Was it?
No.
One more.
Oh.
Time. Nice. I thought that was sick, man. That was sick. So, what I like to do, personally, I like to put the two principles together. It's just, I don't know why I like to do that. I just like to do it. Okay. So, what we're gonna do, one person's gonna go. I'm gonna set the timer until we switch, and we're gonna just work those different principles. Okay. One detail though coming in. So if he does his 1-2, then he does a switch kick here. He doesn't want to abandon his guard. He still wants to maintain this posture here as he's coming in with his elbow. Okay. Now I've seen people do weird stuff. I've seen him throw the elbow and this one be completely down. I've seen that happen and work though. I've seen that happen and work on more than one occasion. I've seen it. Okay. Am I going to tell you to do it just because I've seen it work? No, because if I tell you that it's okay to have that hand down, seen it work a million times, well, then what am I doing? Why even have technique in the first place? We'll say, well, then you can argue, well, it works. Okay, maybe. But what was the situation that it worked in? All of that stuff will continue. In what situation did it work in? What level was the opponent that was doing it? Well, what was the level of the opponent it was getting done to? Okay, a lot of things happen, but I'll tell you what. I've seen situations where it came down to whose technique was better. Both were very even, and it came down to whose technique was sharper, whose basics were sharper, and the one with the basics that were sharper edged it out or even won, decisively, either by a decision or knockout, So I'm saying, okay, always be aware of what you're doing. Be aware of these details in your technique, because it can mean the difference between victory and defeat. Okay? So we go again. You go 1, 2. Yeah, he do a switch kick. Okay, look, guard is tight. Okay, I can't just be reckless here. He gives it boom here. Boom. It's good. Okay, very good technique. Okay, same thing when he does his 1-2 and I'm coming forward. Remember, he does 1-2, tight guard. Yeah, he go 1-2. I come forward now. He go 1, 2, hook, boom. As he sets down, what's he gonna do? He's gonna do 1-2 again. Here. Okay, you do a switch kick. Boom. Elbow. Switch kick. Okay. You go back. Okay, we start over. 1-2. I'm coming forward. 1, 2, hook, boom. Reset. 1-2. Switch kick, elbow, knee. You're gonna hold it this way until the time switch. Yeah. So they can get a good sense of how this drill can work for them. Is that okay? Okay. You guys need some water? Want to take a water break?
I'm good.
You guys good? You guys need a water break? No. All right. Cool. We'll do just a minute and a half. Yeah, maybe. And we'll go from there. All right. So who's going first?
I'll go first.
Okay, Coach T is gonna go first, and we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead. Come forward. 1. Hook, kick, reset. 1, 2. Good. Go back. Very good. Hey. Excellent. Beautiful work. Beautiful work. Yes, sir. Hey, breathing. Oh, hey. Hey, nice. Uno más. Finish. All right, time. Go ahead and switch them in about 10 seconds. All right. Breathing. All right, Kenny, let's get it. elbow, hook. Good, good. Good. That's good. Yeah, take your time. If you're building a drill, make sure you take your time. Remember all the basics. You don't have to rush. Remember, all you need to do is get it down. Try to make sure everything's working. Good. Make sure everything's tight. Everything's in sync. Good. Very good. Very good. Turn your right hip more on the elbow. Hook. 1, 2. Switch a kicker. Hey. Very good. Keep it up. 1, 2. Hey. Got him confused. Time. Nice job. So listen, it seems simple like when you think about it, but it's not really. I mean, you have to adjust. That's the goal. The goal is how can I adjust even with the monotony? You know what's coming. But how hard is it sometimes to adjust and get things jumbled, right?
You overestimate like the throw of the punch, and then it turns out to be something completely different.
Right. And then balance-wise, what am I throwing out, right? If I'm going to do a certain kind of move, I need a certain kind of balance for that set, right? I need to train my body to be able to balance in that set, right? How does it flow? If one thing is off, the other thing is going to be off. For example, if I do a jab cross, he comes forward, right? And I do 2 elbows, and then this one's not really that good. It's not a follow-through elbow to make me want to actually hook, right? If it's like shallow, then I'm going to want to do something else because I maybe reset too quick. Does that make sense? Because what am I throwing off of the elbow? I'm throwing a hook, right? So if I throw a boom, this one's good, this one's well, I reset too quick. I maybe want to throw a cross now instead of a hook. Yeah, so I have to understand what mechanics am I trying to get out of my body to throw the next thing, right? So I go 1, 2, he's going forward, right? I go boom, I go again, boom, right? Boom, boom. Yeah, so all of these things I'm doing, I'm making sure that I'm programming my body, to execute the next move. Yeah, what am I going to do? I do something shallow, I reset, boom, cross. I go all the way through. Well, it makes sense to go the other way, right? So you have to think about these kind of things when you're executing your technique. Make sure everything goes with the next thing. Yeah, let's try it. The whole set, 1 for 1. Can you do that? Okay, who's gonna start? All right, I like that. That's good. Okay, give me a second. Let me set the time.
Oh, time 1 and 1. Gotcha.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I thought we were just doing it 1 time.
Yeah, no, that's one time too.
Now we got it. Quotations. Pandemic. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Hey, switch. Kenny's turn. Very good. Turn. 1, 2. That one's all the way through. Yes, switch. Yes, very good. Very good. Switch it. Beautiful. Excellent job. Keep it up. Nice job. You utilize more of the mat space you have. Kind of get funky with it. Move angles now.
Okay.
And just make sure you're not out of the camera.
Yeah.
I'm directing back here. I'm Tone Spielberg. That's what Coach called me earlier. Hey, switch knee. Excellent job. Nice. Notice how he took his time there and thought about what he was going to do before he did it. That's very smart. Okay. Drilling. Yeah. Hey. Beautiful. Beautiful. Hey. Beautiful. Keep it up. 25 seconds left. Hey, beautiful. Blowing on me, boy. Let's go. Hey, I'm gonna give him a high five, boy. Hey, nice job. Time, nice job. Good job. Let's take a break. Okay, we deserve a break. All right, you guys at home deserve a break. If you following along, I can't tell. But if you weren't, it's okay. Let's go ahead and take a knee, guys. If you weren't following along, that's your problem. But if you are, good job. Let's give ourselves a hand and give them a hand as well. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, what we did there, we took basically most of the ranges that we do, mid, close, and we worked a set that complemented both. Okay. I throw a 1-2 mid range. They come in. I execute my close range. Get them back out to my mid range, then use a long range. Okay. I did back to mid range. They want to stand their ground, go a little bit further away. Fine. So I execute long range into close range again. Okay. This is, a way for me to land my strikes dependent on the situation that's happening. Now, a lot of times this is like unspoken. The trainer, especially like the pad holder, you ever hold pads for somebody and you have an idea of what you want to do with them and kind of what you want to execute, right? You have the plan, but they may not know it. Does that make sense? Like, I have a plan. Okay, we're going to work on this. Sometimes I say that. All right, today we're going to work on footwork into strikes. Well, I don't know, right? But a lot of times, if there's a language barrier, especially, you'll find that you're doing these things. You're switch kicking, they're doing a cross, they're doing a hook elbow. They're telling you what to do without telling you the concepts. Does that make sense? I'm guilty of it. I'm not pointing no fingers at nobody because I'm guilty of doing that too. Giving you the pad work without the concepts of actually what we're doing. It can get to the point where I'm just hitting pads, right? But intuitively, your body kind of knows what's happening here, right? Because you're not just training your limbs, you're training your vision as well. Does that make sense? Like, you're training your vision to see what's happening and how to respond to it. That happens in pad work, happens in sparring, and it happens in drilling if you put a context to it. Now, to me, the ones that train it the most is pad work and sparring. Sparring, obviously, the most, okay? Because you're in danger of getting, well, depending on the pad holder. I've seen some pretty wacky pad holders, you know what I mean? Right? They'll throw in that element on you, you know what I mean? Which is cool. Not hating. Okay, just saying. Okay, sparring, it prepares you the most for the real thing. Okay, if I can choose an exercise, somebody said, hey, you can only do this one exercise for the rest of your life, you can't do anything else, I choose sparring. Because that's what we end up doing. Okay. However, since I don't have that choice, right? Sparring gets you prepared the most for these different transitions that we were dealing with. Pad work, for sure. Drilling, it can, if you put it into context. Have you ever been guilty of drilling and you're just doing the drill and you're just focused on like
Lazy drilling.
There we go, lazy drilling. Have you been guilty of that? I've been guilty of it.
Like robotic drilling?
That's a good word. Robotic drilling. Listen, we're not robots. We're human beings, okay? We're created with the ability to choose and to think, but we're also creatures of comfort, okay? And habit. And some of us, we're always trying to find an easy way to do something, right? It's just how we are sometimes, Sometimes you're not going to be in the mood to train. You're probably watching right now, right? For real, there's people probably at home.
Chips.
Yeah, eat a bag of chips with popcorn and soda, and man, I'm learning a lot today. You know what I mean? And you might be. That's fine. You may not be comfortable doing this, even in a solo. I remember Kenny was doing a lot of these at home solo, right? Doing like a solo drill. He didn't have a partner. Some of you guys do have a partner, but it takes a martial artist to stay true to that creed to actually do it, to work with what you have, right? Drilling is the hardest thing to get good at. I'm talking about with a partner. Now take the partner away. You only have to shadow box. Wow. Now I have to actually use my imagination. You know what I mean? Now it's even harder. Okay. But really though, the reason why it's hard to get good at that is because it's hard to contextualize what's happening. It's hard to contextualize it. It's more tangible when you have the pads in front of you and you have a partner in front of you and you're sparring. It's just more tangible because you can right there, you can quantify, okay, that doesn't work, right? That doesn't work. When they get that close, I need to have an answer. I don't have an answer, right? But where would you have gotten that answer? In the drills. Is that right? You would have gotten that answer in the drills. Because what do? How does class run? Okay? Hey guys, let's bow in. Why? We shadow box. Then me or coach will teach, and then we'll drill. Right? Then after drilling, all right guys, let's spar. Is that how it works?
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
So a lot of times though, what I see, this is me personally, I'm sure coach you can agree with me here. Do people do what they learn? Do they do in sparring what they did in the drill?
Almost never.
Almost never. That is. Why do you think that is?
When you're sparring, you kind of go back to your survival instincts.
Survival
what
instinct.
you already know.
Survival instinct, which is why we don't spar hard. We spar, in my opinion. That sounds so bad. I think we spar light. Do we spar too hard? Okay. So I feel like we spar pretty light. Light enough to where I can work on something, right, without having to feel like if I do something uncomfortable, I'm going to get knocked out, right? So the best way to get good at what you just did in the drills is to do it in sparring and not worry about winning and losing, but worry about getting better, working your arsenal, working the principles that you learned in sparring. But you can't do that without a critical mind. You have to be able to think, okay, well, what am I doing here? I'm trying to learn how to fight. Well, what's the best way to learn? Look, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but this is how I feel. You cannot be successful without making mistakes. Boom. I'll let you sit with that. Right? I'll let you sit with that for a minute. Okay? Give you some time. Think about it. You cannot be successful without making mistakes. Can't. Why? No one's perfect. No one's perfect. Are there human beings created with a greater capacity to kind of learn better and do better? Yeah, of course. I'm not saying that there's people like Sanchez. I mean, that guy, he's amazing. But has he lost? Of course. Now you can make the argument, Mayweather. Mayweather never lost, but he's a boxer. Okay? Put him in Muay Thai or MMA. I'm just saying, like, what would his record be then? He's a specialist. You know what I mean? I'm not hating on him. I watch Mayweather too, and I admire him as a boxer. He's amazing. He's definitely a master of his craft. But look, you don't become a master without making mistakes. You just don't, okay? So you have to be able to be vulnerable and put yourself out there to make the mistakes and learn from them. That takes for you to really shut down your ego, in my opinion, right? Shut down your ego and actually try things, and then building trust, building a rapport with your partners who eventually become your brothers and sisters, really, in this game, because we're in here doing the same thing, reaching for the same goal. How I feel, at least. The drill is definitely important. We're definitely dealing with the principles of fighting, because at the end of the day, we are learning how to fight, right? At the end of the day, we're learning how to fight and try to protect ourselves to some capacity. We're trying to learn to protect ourselves at some capacity, okay? But really, the protection is all in the confidence that you have, because we define ourselves by what we can do. But that's how good we are at something, is how we define ourselves. It's kind of weird, but it's true. Is it true? It's not true. I mean, it's true. I remember before doing martial arts, or actually getting good at it. I've been doing martial arts a long time, but I haven't been good at martial arts a long time, okay? But when I started getting good at martial arts, I started to become really confident, okay? A confident person, so confident that I'm okay with being myself in front of anybody and not worried about who's going to say what to me. I just don't care. Okay, that confidence is priceless to me. What do you think about that?
Oh, yeah, no. Martial arts definitely makes you more confident, for sure.
Definitely.
I have the same experience when I first started training, because I was a stick. I mean, I'm still kind of a stick, but
A stick that can fight, though. How do you feel?
I feel like so much better. I don't know. It's like fun, and I don't know. It's like fighting without knowing that you're gonna get hurt.
Exactly.
In that way. I don't know.
You're learning how to fight, and it's in a fun environment with people that you trust, well, at least you should trust them. And if you don't trust me, find another gym. Come to us. Honestly, if you come here, this is a company, and look, I'm biased, of course, because, this is our gym. But I will say this, okay? You come here, you're gonna have a great time because we're always laughing constantly. We're always having a good time. You're gonna get the knowledge because we all study this daily. This is what we do, okay? You're gonna get, your confidence built, okay? You're gonna get people who care about you and support you and want you to succeed, okay? If that's not what you have at your gym, then you need to leave, okay? That's just the truth, okay? It's just the truth. And even if you don't come here, go find somewhere where you can call. That's my suggestion. But everything that I'm talking about boils back down to what do you do? How do you contextualize what we're doing? Well, how do you contextualize? You can't build confidence if you're doing something that's holding you back. Okay? If you're taking too long, man, if you feel like if you have a goal, like in 3 months, I need to be this good, and then those three months come, and you're like, what the hell happened? Right? Why am I not good yet? Okay? It could be a lot of things. It could be the way that you're contextualizing your training too. Because I've seen people, okay, who are so resistant to the process. Hey, coach, I don't feel like it's gonna work in the street. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, you've seen that, right?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Right? It's it. Hey, this is not gonna work. I don't feel like it's gonna work in the street. Okay, well, you want something to work in the street, go buy a gun. Sorry, no, I mean, not children, I'm joking. But I'm saying, yes, what we do works in the street. Obviously, it's battle tested, duh, okay? Muay Thai is super battle tested. Everything we do works. Everything we do works, okay? But you have to stay true to the process. Are you just trying to be a street fighter? Because if you are, I can't teach you. I'm not gonna teach a hooligan, you just can't. Okay, but if you're trying to be a martial artist and really perfect your craft, and at the same time know how to protect yourself, you have to go through this process. Because only going through this process will you understand the beauty of it. And then by understanding the beauty of it, of course you're gonna build confidence in yourself. Okay, you're gonna feel good while you do it. Okay, and look good while you do it too. And hopefully shed a few pounds if you need to, or maintain, or whatever it is. And there's always something new to learn in Muay Thai. I'm constantly learning all the time. I don't profess to know all the answers, but I try my best to. Okay, I try my best to know the answers, and if I don't know them, he'll know. And that's how we run. Okay, all right, guys. I think we did a great job, man. Good job. I hope you guys understood those principles. Wife, okay. You guys take care. I'll see you soon. Got something you want?
Bye.
Come train with us.
Oh, I should have said next time on Dragon Ball.